Okay, we're live. Right, this is the 20. I was looking at this, and I think there's a session that's not on YouTube, and we're still. I think this is session 24. So we've been running this since November 2014. I'm quite impressed. Yeah, tell me about it.
What's the other colour scheme, Simon?
So, enough about the bicycles. Okay, so you, to do a quick recap, you were persuaded by an Earth Genie, Yonalden, to go and recover a gem that he wanted from the top of a tower. You know that the tower was previously built by Naaman al-Raman, a legendary elven sorcerer who nobody's seen for about 40 years. You have climbed said tower, including the entire missing 5th floor, about there. Last session, you spent time searching a... Well, actually, you spent time talking to a tasked genie who was his astronomer, and then you discovered a room which felt almost like it was underground, and then went from that into a room bedecked with extremely convincing illusions, which felt like you were floating in the air. I know at least one of the characters was fairly terrified by that. You then opened the door out onto a further platform, actually outside, at which point you were attacked when you examined something that was sitting there. We've lost somebody.
Who is it?
We've lost
your son.
But, well, he'll hear me when while he's while he's logging back in.
Unfortunately, you're not that lucky.
Yeah. When you examined some weird stuff built up on the side of the viewing platform, you were attacked by 4 giant winged snakes.
Flying, flipping snake people.
Yeah. And Yazid was struck down by them and dragged back in, and then stabilized by Anwar, whilst the rest of the party fought off said snakes. And then I believe Rashid shut the door so that if they do return outside, they won't be able to bother you anymore. And I believe that is where we left it. Does that sound right to people?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so as I say, Yazid is unconscious on the floor, but stable. The poison seems to have been at least partially neutralized, and doesn't appear to be doing him any more damage, but he's still unconscious.
You'll be all right in a minute.
The room that you are in, to remind you, it appears that you are floating in midair. Those of you that can see through the illusion still see it, but you can perceive that there are walls with the illusion on it. For the rest of you, it appears that you are floating in a horizonless sky. The doorway to the outside, the one that Rashid has just shut, appears to be on a stone platform that's floating, and you can see behind that, but obviously it's a fake behind. When you open the door, you can actually see outside. The other side of the room, there is a huge floating chunk of rock with a dark cave inside it, a dark cave mouth inside it, and that is where you came from. Those of you that can see around the illusion can also see a pillar in the middle of the room, where there are large silver mirrors hanging on it. Those of you that can't see the illusion, there are just mirrors hanging in midair, but you can still see the mirrors. So, what would you like to do?
I would like to heal our illustrious.
Shire.
Yeah, Shire.
Oh, please, no, you'd be useless as an ambulance, Charlie.
I know.
Useless.
No. So I'm going to do a cure wounds. How many hit points do you need? Oh, what's your maximum?
I started at 21. I now have none.
In which case, I'll do a level 2 cure wounds. So it'll be a 2d8 plus my spellcaster modifier, which is 2.
Right. So, if you want to roll 2d8,
I don't want to. I know it's.
Go on, Charlie. I'll let you roll them. Go on.
Go on then.
you're going to let Charlie roll them. That's a
10. That's
scary,
12.
scary thought.
That's okay. That's the average.
2d8 plus 2.
40.
That's a level 2 spell gone. Okay, Simon?
Thank you very much. That was 12 back, was it?
Yep.
Seed, you come awake, lying in the middle of the floor, feeling the poisoning that knocked you out, gradually fading. Obviously in a fair amount of pain.
Okay. I'm going to sit in the corner feeling sorry for myself.
Okay. I won't make you roll for that. How about that?
Good.
Can anybody remember who in the party had was able to see through the illusion? I know at least one person could.
Me.
I could.
Okay, so in which case, Anwar and Yazid, can you roll me a perception check?
I had to get my big fancy D20. It didn't help much. 7.
Okay.
19.
19. Okay. Yeah. So you guys spot the you guys. Well, Anwar doesn't see a vast amount of anything. Yeah. Yazid, you look around. You can see you can make out where the walls are. You're aware that there are they're not entirely smooth throughout the entire room, and like I say, there's a couple of very large mirrors hanging on the pillar in the middle of the room, and they do start to nag at the back of your mind as you're looking round the room. So, what do people want to do?
I shall protest loudly. Who put the mirrors on there? Who put the mirrors up there? They are very wrong.
Well, the mirrors aren't flat. They're wonky.
No, they're flat on. Well, it's the pillar is round. So yeah, they're on the pillar, but they're kind of oval. But the pillar itself is invisible. It just looks like sky. Unless you can see through the illusion, the mirrors just appear to be hanging, all facing out of one area in midair.
I'm going to stand up and shuffle over and start examining the mirrors. Try and make
Okay.
it obvious where the mirrors are to everyone else.
Yeah, no,
Point at the edges.
everybody can see them. It's not the mirrors that you can't see, it's the pillar that's invisible that the mirrors are hung on. So they appear to just be hanging in air the same way that, frankly, you appear to be hanging in air to them. They've worked out that actually you're stood on something, but while you and Anwar can make out, okay, there's a floor there, but it's really difficult to see because it's almost like it's been painted with a moving picture. For them, it just appears to be that all of you are floating in midair, and these mirrors are floating in midair, but at a slightly higher level.
Is the pillar made from the same or similar stonework to the rest of the building?
You can't see the stonework.
Louis, can I chip at the pillar with a dagger? I want to see if it's
Can.
sort of like magic on the pillar, or if it's paint.
That's going to be my next question.
Okay. So you just want to kind of take a dagger and chip at the wall. Okay. You kind of hack at it, and you see a little bit of dust float down. When the dust reaches the floor, it settles on the floor and then kind of just disappears into the floor. You can kind of, if you reach down and touch it, you can feel it's still there, but you can't see it. The illusion does not vanish. The illusion is still there. In fact, well, you haven't chipped off enough of the wall to tell what was behind it, because it is really, really hard. You can do it, but you're going to end up seriously blunting your dagger if you continue to stab at it. It's solid rock.
Okay. Is there another exit out of this room?
You've got the exit out to the cave, and that, if you remember, there was a stairway that came up. There was another stairway already in that room, or it looks as though there is a stairway within that room, but where the entrance to it should be is just a solid rock of granite with an almost dry, cracked patch in the middle of it, about, I think it was about 4 feet high and oval, slightly oval, and there was a breeze flowing into that wall. So there's that, and then you stepped out of that cave into the light and found yourself in the room you're in. There is the other room, there's the other doorway that goes out to the platform where the flying snakes were. But while you were out there, that was very obviously just a flat platform with a
Okay. I want to go examine where the stairs started.
Okay, so you step back inside the cave, and instantly everything is dark and dim again. In fact, when you first step through, it's almost like standing in pitch darkness. Behind you, you can see the brilliant light of the cave entrance that leads back out into the room of air and sky. But in this room, it's like it feels like you're a mile underground. It feels dark and deep. The wall is of granite, and there is this area about 4 feet wide by maybe 18 inches. Sorry, 4 feet high by about 18 inches wide in the center of the wall, and it's cracked. And I believe you were one of the people who, the last time you went and saw it, if you put your hand up against it, you can feel it's like the exact reverse of a draft flowing out of a crack. It's like a draft flowing into the crack from the room that you're in.
Okay. It's about. Can we actually see the bottom of the stairs from here?
No. In various parts of the tower, there have been staircases that go up the side of the walls, and where the staircase came up from the floor below, you can see where the wall comes round, and then it cuts off square, and there's a doorway there that leads you out. This has the same wall around, and it ends in a solid slab of rock with this cracked area in the middle. But there isn't a doorway there. You kind of, by looking around, you look at it and think there should be a set of stairs encased in a wall between the outside wall of the tower and this internal wall that sticks out kind of 2-3 feet. It's just that if you were coming down those stairs into this room, there would just be a solid block of stone where you would expect the doorway to be.
So can I go in with him and tap on the wall?
Yep, yeah. Yeah, you guys have had you guys had a good look at this wall when you first got up here. It is solid, thick granite.
With a crack.
It's not. The cracks are. It looks more like, if you get baked mud, you get like dried cracks in that mud. It's not like there are big deep fissures in it, but it's just like one area of. If it was made of dirt or mud, it would look like that area was dry. Yep. It doesn't look like that. It looks like that, except that instead of being dirt or mud, it's stone. So
can I spray some water on it? Put some water in my mouth from here and give bottle and spray it on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hit. Yeah, it's coming through your headset, Ollie.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so you take a squig and then kind of splurt it on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. The water runs down the wall. It does, in fact. You see some of it flows into these little cracks, but other than that, nothing really happens. It does seem to there's a little bit of moisture that stays on the surface, like you'd expect if you made the surface of the rock wet.
Ineffective, yeah.
It starts to dry faster than you'd expect, but other than that, you don't see anything different with it.
Okay, Louis.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to a different part of the room. I'm going to summon my Gen.
Okay. He appears.
I shall ask him to tell me what he can of the wall and indicate where the crack in the wall is and all the blackness and stuff like that.
Okay, I think you've done this before.
Yeah.
And he said it was just ordinary rock, didn't he?
He told you it was ordinary rock, although, like the rock in the tower, he couldn't phase through it. Which has been the same with all of the rock in the tower. He can't phase through it, which is unusual. Normally, he can pass through. He can pass through rock as we pass through air.
I'm going to have a long conversation with him as to why he thinks he can't phase through this rock. What's stopping him? Is it magic? Could it be something else that's stopping him?
He is genuinely perplexed by the fact that he can't phase through the rock. It's nothing that he has ever come across before.
Okay. What about looking up? Will levitate get us up to another doorway or another stairway out?
Could we climb up?
You could certainly. You could levitate. If you look at the map over here, right. So there's about here. There is a small platform. Yeah, that's the one where the flying snakes were. So yeah, you could levitate up to the next one and levitate everybody up to that, and then you could levitate up to the next bit. But from now, you're not sure what's up there. You don't know whether or not there's a ceiling on that or not. Would you be able to levitate all the? How far can you levitate up in total? Can you levitate up? I think you would struggle to levitate all the way up to here, because that is as wide as this is. So you would levitate. If you could levitate up to it, you'd then have to pull yourself out and around. And I think once you get out from the platform, you would then fall back down.
Okay, you can levitate vertically up to 20 feet.
Yeah, you couldn't get all the way to there. It's more than 20 feet to there.
Any kind of hatchway in the ceiling?
Nope.
No windows?
There is no. In this room, it is dark and it is oppressive. The whole thing feels heavy.
Can we take a mirror off the wall?
Yeah, you could take what you could go and see. You want to go back into the air room and have a look at the mirrors and see whether or not they come off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking if we get a mirror off the wall, we can take it back into the darkened room and look at the reflection of the wall. It might show something different.
Okay. Make me an intelligence roll. So just a D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Yep.
No.
That's 18.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Right. So you go and you go in the other room and you look at the mirrors. There are 5 mirrors around this pillar, or floating in midair as far as your character is concerned. One of them is pretty close to being the same dimensions as the cracked part of this wall.
Okay.
So you go and try to pull it, and it just comes away in your hand.
Can I get my sheet out of me?
There's nothing on the back of it. It is completely flat.
Is it really heavy or is it easy to carry?
It's heavy. You're using both hands. I mean, you're a fairly strong guy, I'm guessing. What's your strength?
14.
14. So you're a pretty strong guy. You've got to hold it kind of in both hands. It's a flat silver mirror. It's got it's about 4 feet tall by 2.5 feet wide, something like that. So it's quite bulky, but it's oval. You can get your hands on it. You can lift it.
I'll ask for a sheet to give me a hand.
Okay. So you guys. It's not impossibly heavy, but it's quite bulky and quite tricky. So you take it through into this room.
Yep, and let's use it as a reflection to look at the crack. Look at the reflection of the crack first.
Okay, so you're going to hold it opposite this wall with the cracks in it and look into the mirror to see the cracks. Okay. It's a wall with some very faint cracks in it.
Looking the other way around.
Yeah.
Put it in front of the cracks.
In what way? In what way in front of the cracks? Tell me what you're going to try doing.
Stand the mirror side outwards, so I'm looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Stand it against the wall, like a door.
As you bring it in close to the wall, you can feel the mirror being sucked back against the wall. And it just goes ka-dunk into place. As it does so, your reflection, if you're the one holding it, as you put it back, it's kind of ka-dunk, and it just stays in place, sort of 6 inches, 8 inches off the floor, and your reflection vanishes, and beyond it you can see stairs going up.
Okay, I'll shout at the others, and I'll wave my anchors through the hole and then bring it back, just to make sure it comes back in one piece.
Yep, your anchors passes completely through and then comes back.
I'll put my anchors away then, and I'll step through.
Okay. You are now stood at the bottom of a flight of stairs that work their way clockwise around the tower and lead up.
No.
Yay.
I shall follow Charlie's character through the
Now doorway.
yeah.
Yep, same.
Is there anything weird about these stairs? Is it light, dark?
The stairs are still slightly dark, but as you get further up them, as you work your way further up them, you can see light filtering down from above. But other than that, they are just granite on both sides. But
Have a shower to make sure everybody's with us or following us close by, and I'll start walking up the stairs.
okay, so if everybody's following up the stairs, you step out into a you step up the stairs, and this staircase, as you come up to the level of the floor, the stairs just come up the wall. So the stairs come up through the floor, and the wall on your left, which is the outer wall of the tower, comes up to maybe 5 feet high, and then just finishes off on either side, so off on 4 sides, so to the north, south, east, and west. There are these huge stone buttresses that fly out. The area is light, but it's not as light as you would think, because 10 feet, 20 feet above you, there is this vast platform. I'm guessing you guys are, it's kind of this bit up here, so you're stood underneath this huge, vast platform. The room or the area that you're stood in, like I say, those of you that are more than 5 feet tall, I'm guessing everybody's more than 5 feet tall in this party, so you can see clear over the walls, and you can see the horizon, you can see the furrowed mountains, and you can see the horizon and things. In the southeast corner, let me find
Is
this.
it normal weather and normal expected outside?
Yeah, it doesn't
Magical
seem to have
stuff?
changed much since you were
That's
in.
right, it was magical in some way, so it's just normal, right?
It looks very much the way that it did when for the brief period of time when whoever it was that first stepped outside onto that viewing platform. It's exactly the same as there, except it's slightly darker, because obviously you're directly under this huge platform above you. The area that you're stood in looks like this. Let me see, can I go? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so this is where you've come up. There is kind of sand and grit on the floor, but no debris. Over in the southeast corner, can you guys see my mouse pointer?
Just
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this area here, it's a raised dais with walls behind it. The walls at that point are only about 3 feet high. The dais is about 5 feet in diameter, and equally spaced around the edge are bowl-like depressions. There are 8 of them, sort of north, south, east, west, northeast, south. You get the picture. Behind it, around on top of this lower wall, is a small curved trench about that wide. Oh, hang on.
that wide, is it?
Right, where are we? Let's. Okay, about that wide and about that deep. Okay, there is a trench, and it curves all the way around the back of the dais, and in it are 4 stones, each one about that high and about that round, and a small bowl, which it's got sand on the top, and it looks like it's got sand or grit or something within the bowl as well.
Are those round stones you're talking about spherical or rods?
They are They're like rounded. They're like rounded rods. So um, they're like a rod, but the top and the bottom are slightly rounded as well.
Giant suppositories, right?
Sort of like Weebles, I suppose. For those of you old enough to remember what Weebles are.
It's just me then.
No. Simon's nodding as well.
I remember Weebles. Because they
Yeah.
wobble and they don't fall down.
Exactly. So yeah, there are 4 stones. Does anybody want to go? You're going to have to stand on the dais to have a proper look at them.
Is there anything else written on the walls or anywhere else?
No. The room is, other than sort of some dirt and debris floating around. It's a clean marble surface. The insides of the inside of the tower is marble, and then when you get to the top of the wall, it goes to the same kind of blue-green coral as the outside of the wall is.
So it looks like a pestle and mortar with 4 bits, right? Okay.
There's a 5-foot wide platform, dais, whatever. It's surrounded most of the way round, and then there are 8 small bowls sunk into it, or bowl-shaped depressions sunk into it around the edges, and then behind it there is this trench with 4 stones and what looks like a small bowl in it.
It's so tempting to take you up when you're offering it on this dais, but I'm sure it's not a good idea.
You could avoid the dais and kind of crawl up onto the wall behind it if you wanted to.
That sounds like a better idea. I'll give that a go.
Okay.
Unless somebody's got any objections or bright ideas.
So if nobody intervenes,
No,
Charlie,
none of those.
Yusef,
clambers up, kind of shims around and has a look. So behind the dais, there are, like I say, four stones. There is one seems to be made of a transparent crystal. One is made of granite. One is made of a red and white marble. It looks very similar to some of the marble that you've seen throughout other parts of the tower. And the last stone appears to be made of kind of a bluey, greeny jade. And there is this bowl which is has got a layer of sand on the top of. You're not sure if it's full of sand or it's a layer of sand on top of something. You'd need to dig into it to make sure.
is there a pestle type thing on this bowl or a spoon or anything else, or just the bowl?
Nope. There's just a stone bowl.
Is it a liftable stone bowl or is it part of the?
No, when you get up to it, it looked from a distance as though it might be. When you get up to it, it's in the centre, kind of directly opposite the opening to the dais. The bowl, it actually looks as though it has been crafted out of the stone around it, and then there are 2 stones on either side of that.
Right.
I'm going to wander over and I'm going to bring my Gen with me
Okay.
and just get him to examine each material to see if he thinks it's unenchanted material.
Okay. Right. He looks at the materials. So you're still staying in the middle of the floor. You're just sending him over to it.
I'm going to slowly wander over to it with him.
Okay. So you're going to get up on the dais.
Yes.
Okay. So you step up onto the dais. You cross over the dais, and there are these 4 stones. Can you make me an intelligence check?
Possibly not.
So
I don't know what the outcome will be.
your Gen starts to examine the stones, You notice, starting with the granite, he lifts that up and he passes what passes for his hand completely through it, and he says this is not made of the same substance. It's not enchanted like the rest of the tower, and he proceeds to pass himself through each of the stones.
So they're all normal
question.
material. It's not the same material as the tower.
No, it's not.
Okay, I rolled a 25.
Ooh.
18
Okay.
plus 7.
The red and white marble that you've seen, there is plenty of marble throughout the tower. The only place that you have seen red and white marble is the room which is missing, kind of on the I think it's the fourth floor, fifth floor, the floor that isn't there. Some of the walls in there were of this red and white marble, the same red and white marble. The other place that you've seen the red and white marble is there were two statues of Ifrit, of fire genies, that were on the ground floor, and you've seen that marble. They were made of a very, very similar, if not the same type of marble. And equally, you remember there was a hallway with 4 pillars, and one of those they were surrounded by silver summoning circles, and the one of those was an Ifrit, and that was likewise red and white marble, and it's the same type of marble.
Okay. Is there sort of like a central sort of like mixing point? Is there a point where you could take one of those rocks or something and put it in a central
There's not a central
bowl or
place,
something like that?
No, there are eight kind of bowl-shaped. Well, I mean, there's the bowl in the trench.
Yeah.
There's a bowl there which has just got like a fine covering of sand, or it's got sand on the top. Whether it's sand all the way down, you don't know. And on the dais itself, there are 8 bowls, pretty much kind of on the 8 points of a compass. In fact, when you got 25 on your intelligence check, they are absolutely bang on 8 points of the compass.
Are they all the same colour and shape and everything else?
Yeah, other than that, they're identical.
And a bit of sand inside or not?
There's a little bit of sand in there, but you know, your guess is there's sand the same way there was on the floor that wasn't there, the same way that there was on any of the platforms that you went out of. There's this
dust.
It's dust. You're kind of not far from a fairly sandy place. The chances are it's just been in the air and has ended up like fine sand gets into places. So it's almost like dust.
Tell me about it. If I had something small enough, I'd stir up the sand in the bowl, or at least scrape the top of it.
Well, the bowl's kind of, the bowl's about that round. Me doing it down. No.
I'm just happy putting my finger in it to know what's in there.
If you don't want to use your finger, you could use a dagger. You could use probably the handle of your ankus.
I'll use the handle of the ankus then.
Okay. You stir it, or you kind of push it, and there is a fine layer of sand.
I'm going to sort of scrape the top off a bit first.
Yeah. What seems to be below that fine layer of sand is, it looks almost like kind of sandy earth. And that's all. It doesn't matter how deeply down you push the handle of the anchors through this. What seems to be down there is sandy earth. It's not quite sand, but it's sandy end of earth, and it's quite dry.
It's not burnt or anything like that. Doesn't smell. No, right.
No, not particularly. I mean, it smells how sandy earth smells.
Okay, I shall put my ankus away then. Now I've got to rummage through that.
Louis, can I lift the red and white marble
You can.
and put it on the thing that Charlie's just been messing with?
In the bowl in the trench.
Yeah.
You can. You do.
Nothing happens?
No, nothing that you can see.
Okay, I'm going to ask by Jen to see if he would travel down to see if the room that is missing has come back.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see why he can't do that. Okay, so he travels down. He works his way down. Okay, so he disappears and goes down. Does anybody want to do anything while he's gone?
Not sure what to do with these.
So does the trenches connect like the semi-sphere depressions in the ground?
No, no. It's a 5-foot circular dais with bowl-shaped depressions at the 8 compass points.
Oh, right, got it.
Around the back of the wall that nearly surrounds the dais, there is a trench, and there are 2 stones. There is a bowl built into the dais, which has got kind of sandy earth in it, and then there are another 2 stones. So the trench is kind of behind the dais, holding the stones and this bowl.
Okay.
Nothing written on the dice. It's apart from that. It's just smooth, is it?
No, yeah, it's just smooth. It's made of jet,
Yeah, smooth.
like quite a lot of the floors have been. Okay, so you guys are pondering this, and after about 3-4 minutes, something like that, the Gen comes back, and he says, "No, the room, the 4th. I really should have made a note of this. 4th floor or the 5th floor is still missing."
Right. You said one of the stones was crystal. So can I see through it?
Yeah, you can. It's on the where are we? It's on the transparent side of translucent.
Ah, so
You know what I mean? It's not clear glass,
No.
but you can see shapes on the other side of it. It's more than frosted glass, but it's kind of going that way.
Okay, I'll reach out and touch it.
Okay. Yeah, you touch it. It's about the same temperature as you'd expect a piece of stone to be.
Nothing really exciting.
No.
Right. Don't know, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm going to hop off the dais and have a think. Or off the shelf. So looking around the dust on the rest of the floor all round, is it just general sand?
Yeah. Does it look like it's been around for a while? Is there sort of like does it look like someone's been moving for it, or something has been moving for it? Does it look like it's moved around?
It looks like it might have been blown around. I mean, if you get a wind up here, you'll get little eddies. It's thicker in the corners where the wall meets the floor. There's not a lot of it, but no, there's no sign that anything's been travelling through it in the near past. There's occasional kind of little bird footprints in it, which or looks like there might have been, but they've been kind of half blown away. But there's nothing up there that makes you think anything's been moving through it.
Okay, I'm going to start moving some of the sand out of the way of the floor. See if there's anything on the floor.
No, you can pretty much see. I mean, it's just like a light dusting over things, so you can still see the floor underneath it, but you kind of sweep it out of the way, and it's what you expect to see. It's just jet.
Okay, I grab my water skin. I tip a little bit of water into the jug in the middle, the bowl in the middle.
Okay. It absorbs slightly into the sand, and you now have, or into the sandy earth, you now have a kind of slightly sticky paste in one part of it, depending on how much of your water bottle you poured in.
Not too much, just enough to try it out and see what happens.
It absorbs it. It is just sandy earth as far as you can tell. If you tip more in, you're fairly sure you'd have sandy mud.
Has anybody got a dagger I can borrow and I can scoop some out?
Yeah, I'll lend you my
Oh,
dagger to
sweet.
do that.
Yeah? I'm borrowing,
Yeah.
borrowing his dagger and I'm going to just take some out on the blade.
It's
On my wet bit.
it's you now have a blade with slightly sandy, slightly dry mud on it.
So I walk away a bit and flick it on the floor, see what it looks like.
Whereabouts on the floor?
Ooh, about a foot away to the left.
Okay. It lands on the floor, and it's sandy dirt.
Is it?
Yeah, it's slightly damp sandy dirt now, but it's sandy dirt.
I'm going to scoop some more out and just clean the bowl out as much as I can.
Okay, if you're going to try and clean I mean, the bowl's, you're guessing about kind of yay deep,
Yeah.
and it's full all the way to about that far from the top with this sandy earth.
Yeah. It's going to take some time.
Okay, you can scoop it out. Probably the easiest thing to do is put it in the trench. Otherwise, you're going to be there a long time, and unless you kind of get your hands in and start wiping it out, it's going to take you quite a long time.
Can I get Barbosa to do it? He's not listening, is he?
I heard you buzz a bit, Charlie. What did you say?
I said, can I get Barbosa to clean the bowl out?
That would
If
be
you
up
look
to
for
Barbosa's.
see something to fold it.
I think
Okay,
Barbosa might get
And
the
the
idea that you want to do something with the bowl, but cleaning it out may not be what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, Barbosa, if you point at the bowl, may just refill it for you.
Yeah.
Fold it.
Jafar's going to do it.
Okay, you going to get up on the dais?
What is
He's already been up there.
What? So was that Jafar will refold the bowl for us? I think the monkey will do that.
Okay, so Jafar gets up on the dais, walks across the dais. Okay, so you're just going to kind of scoop out a handful of the earth, take it over to the floor, or put it in the trench, or...
What does everyone else think?
Empty the bowl and put it somewhere. I wouldn't put it in the trench necessarily, but
Oh, I shall lob it all over the floor then.
that's it.
Okay, so not on the dais. On the dais or on the main floor?
Everywhere. It's just going to go everywhere.
You're just going to pick it up and throw it.
Yeah.
Okay, you now have over the dais, over the floor, in some of the little indentations in the dais, you now have sandy earth. It takes you, a minute or so to clear it out. It's a fair-sized bowl. When you get down to the bottom, it's just made of the same blue-green coral as everything else. You're not going to be able to get all of it out of the bowl because the coral itself is slightly rough, and it's just going to be a complete nightmare. Unless anybody's got prestidigitation and wants to use that, you're not going to get all the sand out of it.
Okay.
What can you use this with?
Well, that didn't do anything.
No. But there's nothing in the bowl, so we're all right now. That's another thing crossed off.
What's in this trench?
In the trench are 4 stones. There is a chunk of crystal, there's a chunk of granite, there's a chunk of red and white marble of the type that the Afriti statues were made of at various points up and down the tower, and there's a chunk of blue-green jade.
Ah. Is there any correlating colours on like the walls where these depressions are?
No.
Can we
What
just
if-
try putting the chunks in the depressions?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Just
Hmm.
start putting them in and
See what happens.
Okay. Which do you want to do first, and where do you want to put it?
Do the crystal one.
Okay.
Oh, this one away. How's that?
So you're going to take the Shafar's going to take the crystal one. I want to make sure you're happy with this.
yeah.
Okay. Which of the depressions are you going to put it in? They're on kind of compass points, so there's 8 of them.
Well, which way is he facing? Which one's he furthest from?
The one straight at 12, like north, 12 o'clock, middle, front, furthest away.
Okay, so I mean it's in the southeast. The dais is in the southeast corner, so you can put it in the one that's to the north, or you can put it in the one. Do you want to put it in the one to the north? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You place it in the one to the north. Put it down. Lift your hand off it, and it starts to glow first very faintly. It doesn't get particularly bright, but it does just start to glow.
Is it hot if I touch it?
No, it
Does
remains
it glow
cool.
any particular colour?
It's kind of white light, and it's coming from deep within the crystal.
So do you want to try another hole and see if it changes colour or something, or do you want to put a different crystal in? Another hole.
Let's put the red and white marble in a different hole.
Yep.
Okay. So who's taking the red and white marble?
I'll take the red and white marble.
Okay. Which hole do you want to put it in? So
Describe the holes to me again.
Right. They are pretty much identical,
Yep.
and they are on the 8 points of the compass. So you've put one in the north. You've put the crystal one in the north one. So you've got
Okay, I'll put the
northeast,
red and white marble in the south one.
Okay.
Are you going to blow Charlie up now for saying that?
No. That's fine. Okay. Bear with me a sec. Okay, you put that in the south one, and it likewise starts to glow faintly.
Same sort of light.
Same sort of light.
Okay, I'll go and get another weeble of rock.
Okay, you have
What have we
granite.
got left?
You have granite and jade.
Okay, I should take the jade.
Okay.
I should put that in the east slot. The east hole.
Okay. Just so I know who is where.
I've stood back from the dice because I was out there tipping the earth on the ground. So
Okay. Where's
Anwar's just standing there casually with his great sword out.
just casually with the great sword.
Seeing glowing rocks, he's taking no chances.
Jafar's standing next to Simon's character near the dice.
Okay, I think Simon's character's on the dice because if you've got to get if you're lifting stones out and putting them down, about the only way you can really do that is in the dice.
they're both on the dice.
Yeah, no.
Nice. Where's Nabil and where's Rashid?
Nabil will stand reasonably close to Anwar. Obviously far enough away that he's not going to get skewered, but within a distance that he can use him for protection if needs be.
A wise course of action. And Charlie, where's Yusuf?
Oh, I was standing about a foot to the left, wasn't I, of the dice?
Okay. Right. Okay. So you take the jade and you put that in the east. Okay. I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right, hold on, rolled it. Just oh dear in early. That's magic for me.
Let me just check something.
Right. Ooh. Should I roll for
Yeah, you roll for Rashid, Ollie.
That's it, Rashid.
Okay. I need. There we go.
You need a bigger sword.
Right. Right, here we go.
The accent's good, Ollie.
We got Ollie, who is taking care of both Anwar and Rashid. And then we've got Simon, who is Yazid. Okay. Right. Okay. So Anwar got a 21. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Rashid got a 15. Charlie, what did Yusuf get?
10.
Okay. Nabil was
3.
always a popular number. Shafar?
17.
Oh, nice. Okay, and Simon, what did Yazid get?
14.
14. Right, bear with me 1 sec while I go. Okay, now which way round did I did this? Based on that. So we have that and oh, good. Right, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. What do you do when you roll low enough on the initiative that its negative dex modifier drops it below 1?
Put it on last.
Yeah, that was my thought. Okay.
In fact, just kill it, so you know it can't.
It dies of exertion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled. Oh.
Yeah, okay, right.
Can it just pee its pants and quiver in the corner?
It could do, but it's not going to.
Oh.
And then the bill. And then that one. Right, okay. So, as you put the jade into the East Depression, there is a sudden shimmering in the air, and Anwar, you spot in the center of the dais 2 small shapes just appear straight out of the floor. One is they're both quite small. They're about kind of maybe 2-3 feet in height is all, and kind of vaguely humanoid shaped.
Right.
One is of flame, and the other one appears to be made from a mixture of rock and earth.
You know, as soon as you said summoning circles to Dave the other day, I was worried.
Well, they're only small things. I don't know what you're worried about, you know.
Right. Anwar, you won the initiative. What would you like to do?
Do they look threatening?
Define threatening.
Do they look like they're about to
The
reduce
two of them that you just see, these 2 figures, each about 2-3 feet high, just rise straight out of the middle of the dais.
Do they look like weapons or claws or?
Has everyone seen them?
You are, at the moment, you are the first person to have spotted them.
Okay.
You won the initiative. So the way I'm doing this is they appear, and you are
Okay.
the first person that gets to react to it.
Okay.
I will tell
I'm
you
gonna-
that the one made of flame will be the first one that does get to act.
Movement. Okay. Yeah, Anwar's just gonna fiery rock monsters. He's just gonna try and swing at the closest one, whichever one that is.
Okay, right. The flame one is slightly closer to you, so you can kind of jump forwards onto the edge of the dais and swing for it. Right, roll me to hit.
I shall do that. That's well, I got an 18 on the dice.
That's enough.
Okay. Okay.
How much damage do you do?
I do a grand total of max 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Okay.
With no, I've done a second attack yet. Damn it.
Okay, right. You feel the blade. I mean, it passes completely through this thing, and you feel the blade. It doesn't connect, but as it passes through the flame, you feel it slowed by whatever force is holding this together. Maybe I tell you what. Make me a quick perception check.
14.
14. Yeah, I'll give you it on a 14. You see, as your sword passes completely through it and swings out the other side, you are almost certain that this thing just shrinks very, very slightly.
Right.
Okay. However, as it passes through you,
I knew this was coming.
oh, that's you're probably all right actually. What's your armor class?
17.
Yeah, not a problem. This thing tries to slam into you, and it doesn't make it. You manage to dance out of its way. Yusef, no, sorry, Shafar's next. You were stood on the dais, weren't you? So these two things are now between you and the main floor.
And Anwar's just swung it with his great sword, and that's worked.
It's kind of passed through it. Make me a perception roll.
That will be a. Is it 3? 3.
Right. You spin round, and as you spin round, you see Anwar's sword just coming out of the thing. It appears to have just passed completely clean through it.
Jafar shall loose an arrow then.
Okay, so you're going to pull a bow
Mm-hmm.
and notch it. I am going to say you're not going to get that arrow off until next turn, because you've been doing various bits and pieces. If you've got to unsling a bow, pull an arrow, draw, and then fire, I think you're not going to get that done in a single round.
Cool.
Okay, so you pull a bow and notch an arrow, which leads us on to Rashid.
Ollie,
Yep.
you're running Rashid.
Yes, I'm just thinking after. Do you want do you want Rashid to make a perception check to see if he saw and Ross swing through as well, or?
I would probably say
He wasn't asleep in the corner.
I'll say that I'll say yes for Rashid, but I'm thinking the further down the initiative order, the less likely you are to have seen it. So yeah, make me a perception check for Rashid. I've got to say, okay. I think Rashid is also, my take on Rashid is he's likely to go straight for it, kind of thing.
I know. Would he be closer to the fire one or the rocky one?
I'm going to say the fire one is closer to your side of the dais.
Okay.
The rocky, earthy one is closer to Yazid and Shafar.
Okay, in which case, he is just going to charge at this thing and take a swing at it with his sword.
Okay, so we got Anwar and Rashid are basically stood side by side at the entrance to this dais, the steps up, fighting it there.
Yeah, that's a crit fail.
That's a crit fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trips on the dice and
the way that I run crit fails is basically Rashid will have disadvantage on the next turn. You get to tell me why, but I think you already have. I think there's a couple of steps up, so he stumbles as
on the dais. Yeah.
And he'll have disadvantage next time round. Okay, which brings us on to Yazid. So you stand up from putting the jade stone down in the east bowl, and suddenly these two things rise out of the floor almost right behind you. The earth one is closer to you. To your left, no, to your right as you swivel round, Jafar unswings a bow and grabs an arrow.
Okay, I'm going to send my gen off to go and find a spell.
Okay.
I've still got him there.
Yep.
So I'm going to send him off to find a first level spell, Witch Bolt.
Okay. Right, so you dismiss him for Witch Bolt. Right, make me... actually, no, I'm going to roll for these because we're in combat. So I make that. You're a 4th level Sha'ir. There's an 80% chance for it to turn up, and if you got it, it will turn up in 1d6 plus 1 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
In the meantime, the minute I've done that, I'm off to go and hide in a corner.
Okay, you could clamber up onto the area with the trench behind the dais and try to get around the side of that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, right, yeah, I'll let you do that. So you don't make it all the way over, but you make it part of the way over. Yusuf.
Yeah. Do I want to swing my sword? Yeah, I'll have my sword to swing at it, so I don't get.
Okay, you aren't going to be able to get to the opening, but you can go. You could try and jump up onto the bit that surrounds the dais. I mean, it's kind of 3 feet high, so I'd want a fairly easy acrobatics roll for that, and then you could engage from there, or you...
Do I have any acrobatics? Athletics?
We have some...
athletics?
Athletics will do, yeah, athletics will do.
Well, I do have an acrobatics of 1, athletics of 2, so which one is it?
In which case, we'll go for athletics, whichever you prefer.
Right,
I think I know which you're going to prefer.
I know which I'm going to prefer, I'll tell you in a minute. Neither, that's 10.
10. Okay, no, that's enough. That is enough for you to jump up onto, or to jump stroke clamber onto this thing. So you can jump off there and attack either of the elementals. Currently, 2 of your comrades are fighting the fire one, and the earth one is kind of slowly lumbering around to turn and look at...
I'll take on the earth one, go on.
Okay, so you're going to jump down into the fray and attack the earth one.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it. What are you attacking it with?
I'm going to use my warhammer.
Okay. Right. So you leap off in an attempt to devastate it with your warhammer. What do you roll on your attack roll?
Yeah, there you are, don't you? Not a lot.
What do you have added to that?
As he's on his back, does he get advantage?
Actually, yeah, no, you do. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to give you advantage because you're jumping down, so you can roll another d20 as well.
Another one.
Whoever's highest. You.
Yeah. So still 11.
Okay, on an 11, so you leap down and
Wild swing of the Warhammer.
yeah, you leap up onto this wall, and as you move some of that gritty, sandy stuff that Jafar was depositing around the place, it slides under your foot. The Warhammer whistles down. It actually gets pretty close to hitting it. It does get pretty close to hitting it, but it does not make it. Okay, Nabil, you are stood behind where Anwar was before he leapt forwards.
Okay then. Have I seen these two things yet? I mean, I'm seeing an awful
Yeah.
lot of commotion. Okay. In which case, could I please cast Firebolt at the Earth? One.
You can. Roll me to attack. Your bonus is on your spell sheet, I think, at the top, depending on which sheet you've got.
Spell ability bonus. Is that what I'm looking for?
Is it your spell ability bonus?
Is this to attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your ability bonus plus your proficiency modifier, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Right.
Sure, I think it's a +7 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. And with a 14, that'd be a 19.
You definitely hit. So your hand
Ooh.
opens, and this
Right.
bolt of fire whizzes between the two fighters and slams into this earth thing for how much
Okay,
damage?
The earth one, that's good.
8 points of damage.
Okay, it slams into the chest of this thing, and kind of pebbles and small rocks kind of fall off it. You can see where the earth was behind it has been dried by this blast of fire. This thing turns almost soundlessly, and it slams outwards at, I think we're gonna say, Yusuf. Right. Well, yeah, I'm fairly sure that hits. What's your armor class?
You don't really want to know, do you?
I do.
14.
14. Okay, it hits you. Actually, it gets 2 attacks, and it hits you both times.
Oh.
So you take 8 points of damage from that, as this thing, it just two lumps of rock which look like its arms just swing out and just clobber you. Manage it as you manage to relift your warhammer slightly from where you managed to miss it before and deflect part of the blow of the second one, but yeah, you still take a couple of moderately hefty hits.
Okay.
Which brings us back round to Anwar.
Family rubber.
Right. Yeah, okay, no, not yet. Okay, now Anwar's just gonna swing at it again.
Okay. Right, roll to hit.
What's the count? 21.
21 is definitely a hit.
So that's another 8 points.
Okay.
As he's doing this, he's just have visions of fighting the air elemental.
Which air elemental?
or the thing that they fought in.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I can see why the blows as they pass through it. That's kind of this feels more. If this feels less substantial than that did in some respects. But yeah, you're fairly sure that your second blow, whilst not quite as good as the first, was still still cutting through it, and you're fairly sure that it's diminished.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Okay. So okay. Yes. The fire one, I think, is probably going to have a pop at you. Okay, I don't think it's going to hit though. Your armor class is more than 10,
Yep.
so both of its arms come flying out at you, trying to hit you, and you manage to fend off both of them. Jafar. Oh, he's gone on. He's on mute, and he's. Ah, there we go. Is he back?
Jafar's going to release this arrow.
Okay, right. At which one?
Closest one to me.
Closest one to you, which is the Earth Elemental. Does that give an attack of opportunity, ranged attacker?
Probably. It does in Pathfinder.
It does in Pathfinder. I'm going to say it doesn't because it's not particularly looking at you and you're stood behind it, so I'm going to let you get away with it, but...
Well,
okay.
I rolled a 6 total, so...
You rolled a 6 total.
You
You missed. At the last moment, it kind of swings round, and you have to duck out of the way in order to get out of its way, and the arrow twanks into the floor. Is there anything else you want to do? Do you want to move? Do you want to?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Just stand in the middle of it all.
Okay. Rashid, who has disadvantage.
Okay. Yes. Yes, he does. Okay, he's just gonna he's kind of just recovering from the trip and just kind of swing to just try and keep it back as he's doing so. Right, well that's an 8 and a 3, so it's going to be a 9.
Okay, that is not enough to hit it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's trying to fend
He's kind
it
of
off,
just swinging to keep it off while he's getting up.
while he's trying to get his feet back under him.
Yeah.
Right, Yazid, it's your gen is not back yet.
Firebolt, the Earth Elemental.
Firebolt the Earth Elemental. Okay, roll to hit. The AC is a 13.
19, then it'd be plus my modifier on my spell proficiency.
Trust me, a 19 is enough to hit.
Okay, so that's 1d10 damage, yeah?
Yep.
Eight points of damage.
8 points of damage.
That's an identical sequence.
Yeah,
to what I hold.
Okay, which brings us back to Nabil.
Aha. Well, in which case, I think just a quick check. Well, as Yazid seems to have firebolt on. Look, I might have to try something different. I might have to try Ray of Frost, which I believe is almost the identical spell.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Which one are you firing it at?
I will fire at the Earth Elemental again and miss.
Miss.
That's definitely a miss. Yeah, it's that's a miss. Okay, so the Earth Elemental is going to have another pop at Yusuf, and this time one of its attacks definitely connects, and you take. Actually, it did last time, didn't it?
Yep.
Only one of them do this time. You take 6 points of damage as this blow just takes you full in the chest. Does Yusuf? Hang on.
Louis?
Sorry.
Does it look like we're actually hurting it with the fire damage?
Yeah, it does. There's chunks of rubble dropping off it. Yusuf, sorry, Charlie. I've just suddenly realised I skipped Yusuf. You should have gone between Yazid and Nabil. So
before I get hit, I get a turn.
You do.
In which case, I'll swing with a warhammer. I'll swing. I'm not saying I hit it. Yeah, forget it.
Curse a dice stream.
Yep.
I don't mind if you want to use normal dice. You can use normal dice because dice stream, if it gets into a rut, can just statistically it's all over the place.
No, statistically, I'm rolling well.
Okay. Right. So you swing your warhammer. This frost bolt shoots past your right ear, and it distracts you, and this thing just pounds you full in the chest for 6 points of damage. Anwar, back to you. You're on mute. He's possibly not there. Okay, I will come back to Anwar in a minute. The problem is the fire elemental is attacking Anwar, and I can't immediately remember what his AC is. However, I'm fairly sure at least one of those is going to hit.
Didn't you say it was something like 17?
I think he said it. I think he said it was 17. Let me see if I've got his AC on here. Anwar.
It's 17.
It's 17. Okay. Do you want to roll for? You're going to take two hits from it, but do you want to? If you want to attack it first, that's fine by me.
Well, what Amber was going to do was. Wait, so has it gone back round?
It's gone back round. It's your initiative. It's
okay. What Amber was going to do was grab his like water skin and like try and.
You're going to grab your water skin and try and douse this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me to hit, and I'm going to give you advantage on
splash damage.
That to hit. Yeah.
Does it get splash damage?
Yeah, we've got 15 in it, so.
You got 15. Okay, yeah, 15 is enough to hit it. Okay, roll me 1d6.
3.
3. Okay. Right. Okay. There is this loud hissing noise as you just kind of splash it with like half of your water bottle. It's quite lucky you're not in the middle of the desert because a long trek back without water would not be good. Okay, it slams into you for that's 5 and that's 4 points of damage.
So 9.
Yeah. Now you've taken 9 points of damage and you are now on fire. Okay, so you will take a d6 of damage at the beginning of your round, unless you at the start of the turn you will take d6 of damage. It will take you an action to put out those flames.
Okay.
Drop and roll.
You can use this if you want. It's a wet wipe.
Okay.
We should have left the bowl and sand in the bowl. We could have thrown it. If we need a fire bucket.
Oh.
Scattered on the floor now. Yusuf. Not Yusuf, Shafar.
Another arrow, I think. I don't really have any attacking spells.
Do you have healing
Bardic
spells?
inspiration. Bardic inspiration.
Do you have healing spells?
No.
Have
Oh yeah, I
you
do.
got
I do. I've got
that
cure
in order?
wounds.
I've got to say, from where you're stood, you could kind of almost get to behind him. You could definitely get to alongside him.
If I get hit twice more, I should be getting low.
Flanking attack time.
Pardon?
Flanking attack time.
Yeah,
Leon could turn into a right flanker here.
he is.
Well, yeah, he's already. Yeah, could Jafar move to a position to get some sort of? I don't know how it works in this bonus
I probably
advantage.
should have given it you last time, thinking about it.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I kind of missed that. So yeah,
You
Can I
can
do
do
the exact same thing
bury
again
an
then?
arrow into it. I will give you advantage on that attack.
Say that again.
If you want, I tell you what. If you make an acrobatics check or an athletics check to get up onto the surround for the dais, because you're trying to use a bow at short range, like point blank range, is really difficult. If you get up there, then I will give you advantage on attack rolls.
How does a 15 do you?
A 15 is enough to jump up on there quite comfortably.
Okay.
I
So
will.
I get advantage.
You now get advantage to your attack rolls. I will point out that you now have about a foot wall behind you, and then a long drop off the edge of the tower.
That's fine. I am not concerned about that in the slightest.
I had a feeling Shafar wouldn't be.
So plus my 4 bonus, I got a 22 and an 8. So I'm assuming the 22 is going to be
We'll
the one.
take the 22, and that's a hit. So this is on the Earth one.
Yeah, the same one that I was.
Okay. Roll me damage.
10.
10.
10 piercing.
That is a good 10 piercing it is. Okay, this thing is looking considerably smaller than it was. There are chunks falling off it. It's getting hammered from all angles. Rashid, Anwar is on fire next to you.
He's on fire.
Well, this thing is still in front of you. In 5e, do you get flanking bonus whenever there's more than one of you attacking something?
Yeah, so
You do,
most
don't
of us
you?
have
Sorry,
I think we all have a flanking bonus.
I think you'll get a flanking bonus. Well, in Pathfinder, you only get a flanking bonus if you can hit opposite sides of the square from your position. So if there's two of you directly in front of it, you wouldn't. But yeah, no, if 5e gives you advantage on flanking like that, then please take advantage on flanking.
I think it's a bit overpowered, I think, sometimes. But yeah, I think you do.
Okay, you have advantage if you want to attack.
So that's for sheet. Let's go on character sheet. Right. Let's have a look at the spell things.
I think it's already I think Rashid's already used one of his smites.
I'll mark that off. Is that a different thing, or is that?
I think that's still a spell
Slot.
Yeah, I think that's still a spell slot. So you have 2 spell slots left today. You could cast Bless.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I just can't remember what it does.
You pick 3 people, they get pluses to stuff.
Yeah. As long as I get pluses to roll them.
Plus a d4. They get to roll a d20 to hit and a d4 to hit. And they get that on saving throws as well.
Ah. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
And it's up to a minute.
Yeah, so, yeah, I think Rashid will probably cast Bless.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it is an action to cast Bless,
It
isn't it?
is. Yeah, no, he'll do it as an action. So.
Okay. He can
Ooh.
disengage and cast Bless, or he can just cast Bless at point blank range. If he casts Bless at point blank range, he will be open for an attack of opportunity.
Okay, he'll disengage and then cast Bless.
Okay, so he leaps back behind. I will put. He leaps back behind Rashid, and behind Anwar, grabs a small pinch of sacred sand from a small pouch and casts Bless. Pick 3 people who you would like to have the extra D4s for the next 6 rounds.
Oh. I'm gonna go with.
We're allowed to influence him.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Yusuf. Oh, I think Yazid.
Okay.
And I think Jafar. I think Nabil's
Okay.
pretty adept at casting spells. So.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that's Rashid. So Yazid, what do you want to do?
Still no Jen?
Still no Jen?
I shall cast another firebolt then. Have I just been blessed?
You have just been blessed,
Yep.
so you can add a D4 to your attack
Okay,
roll, I
so
think.
without any proficiency, I've rolled a 15.
That's enough to hit.
Okay. Six points damage.
6 points of damage. Okay. Right. Actually, you should be getting you should be getting advantage on attack rolls as well. Okay, yeah, so this thing slams in and again just chunks are falling off it. Right, Yusuf, you get advantage on attack rolls.
I'm going to try and waft the fire genie and blow it out. As I'm doing, brilliant.
If you want to attack it, you get advantage on your attacks on actually either of them at this point.
Just grabbing a drink, I'll be back in
Is
a
that
sec,
good
guys.
enough?
Okay.
Does that work?
Oh, bang. Okay. Right, roll damage. Now, I think I've already had. I think this is not the first crit we've had since we've gone to 5e.
It's
Right.
not.
So,
I think we've done it multiple ways.
okay. So the way I'm doing this is roll your damage, and then we add the maximum damage for the weapon to whatever you roll.
Okay. Wake up machine. Right. So my damage will be, because I haven't got this far yet, 1d8 plus 2.
1d8 plus 2. So you get 10 plus whatever you roll on a d8.
2.
2. Okay, so that's 12 points of damage. Okay. Where are we?
I should splat something with a front
Okay.
warhammer.
Yeah, you slam this hammer into it, and you feel the course of the impact on this thing. One of the things that you realize, I mean, chunks fall off it, but the same kind of chunks fall off this as when it was last shot with fire. I mean, it's probably only a quarter of its size now, but that blow, should have been epic. It absolutely hammered it, and you did not do as much damage as you thought you probably would do.
Yeah.
But you did do, it was a very, very good solid hit. So that's Yusuf. So we're now up to Nabil.
Right then. I think I will stay with Ray of Frost, however this fire elemental seems to be. causing some issues, so I think I'll cast a ray of frost at that.
Okay, right,
You've
roll
got an
to
extra
attack.
4
You will get an extra 4 to that,
and advantage.
and you've got advantage as well.
That'll be a
Just in
hit
case.
then.
You might as well roll the second dice in case it crits.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
But
Okay,
some-
that's a hit. Roll me your damage with Ray of Frost.
Okay then. Right, there we go. 10 points of damage.
Awesome.
Bang. Okay. Right, this has really seriously, it's taken a shed load of damage. It's gone from it was still more than half its height and size, and this thing rips into it, and it just visibly shrinks in front of your eyes. Okay, I am gonna. Okay, right. So the Earth Elemental. Yeah, it's still the only target it's really got is Yusef at the moment. So it stays focused fully on Yusef. What was your AC?
14.
14.
Studded leather armour.
Okay, one of those gets through. One of those gets through. So you take 4 damage as this thing punches you again. You kind of just about get the handle of the warhammer back up. The shock of it slams into you. Anwar, you are on fire.
I am aware.
You take 6 points of damage from that.
6.
6.
Right, is it now my go?
It is now your go.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm going to use Second Wind.
Okay. That gives you
1d10 plus 4 hit points back.
Okay.
Which takes me back up to 36. And I am then going to use my. I'm actually then going to take. Can I do? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that. Would you let me do that? Use Second Wind and Action Surge in the same round?
You know the system better than me. How does that normally work?
No, because I only got one. But yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just put myself out.
Okay, so you kind of desperately try and pat yourself out and drop and roll and
yeah,
you put you put those flames out, which is a good thing as you are the only open target as you are doing this for the fire elemental.
I knew you were going to say that.
Who attacks you and one of its hits you. You know what? I might even be kind to. Oh, might have to be calm to you. Right, you take 9 points of damage from the fire.
Okay.
But given that this round you are already dropping and rolling to put yourself out, I will say you can stay out, but you'll be at disadvantage next time.
That is fine.
Okay, Jafar.
I've got Bless, is it? Guidance?
Yeah, you've got Bless. So any attack rolls, you blessed. If you're attacking the fire, if you're attacking the earth elemental, you're rolling. You've got advantage plus D4.
Okie dokie. So that's a D8.
You're not
So
allowed.
plus 7. 8 plus 4 plus 4, 16 in total.
16 in total hits. Roll me 4 damage. And this is on the earth one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 plus 4, 8 total.
Okay. This thing is tiny. It's a fraction of its size, but it's still very, very keen on doing some serious damage, if it possibly can. But yeah, that definitely hurts it. Okay, Rashid is standing
Okay,
behind
so
Anwar.
yep. Oh, probably not anymore because Anwar duck and rolled.
Yeah.
And he's probably just gonna jump forward again and try and attack it again as Anwar kind of moves back.
Okay. Roll attack. You don't get advantage on this.
Because Anwar.
Yeah, and you don't get bless either.
No. But that is still a 17.
Okay, 17 hits. Roll me damage.
Awesome. So that's 7 points of slashing damage.
7 points of slashing damage. Okay. This thing is a wisp. It is barely a flame. The fire is still burning as brightly as it was, but it's tiny. It's almost not there. It's so small. That was Rashid. So Yazid. Okay, Yazid. As you prep a further spell, your gen suddenly appears next to you, kind of tugging on the corner of your robe with a tablet in its hand.
Excellent. I shall take the tablet from it and I shall cast Witch Bolt. Which elemental looks like it's got more to it?
The earth elemental is still larger.
Okay, I shall fire Witch Bolt at the earth elemental. Am I still at advantage? Have I still got bless?
You are still at advantage on that. Yeah, you are still at advantage, and you still have bless.
Yep.
If you don't hit this, I will be gobsmacked.
17 plus 2 is 19.
That's
Yeah,
enough.
that's a hit.
That's
Plus whatever
enough.
my proficiency. Right, so that is a D12 electricity. Hit.
Okay.
And I get to keep it on it every turn. I concentrate on it.
Okay. Roll me your damage.
8 points of electricity damage.
Okay. This thing explodes, showering you in shrapnel of little bits of rock and dust. You kind of, it just explodes. There's bits of dirt and dust all over the place. Okay, Yusef.
Well, I suppose
This thing's gone. The only thing still there is this kind of tiny wisp of flame that's still hovering around near Anwar.
This tiny wisp of flame.
Okay.
I must be at advantage because I must be standing almost behind it, I should think.
Yeah, and it's fighting Rashid, so yes, you are.
All right then. Yep.
You get to roll 2 of them because you're
That's bless.
and you get bless. Yes.
That's 12 plus my bless. I can roll 2 of them.
You roll
Nice.
2 of them and pick the top. That's what advantage means.
So 13 plus my advantage.
No, 13
So
is with
13 plus your
advantage.
blessed.
You've got a D4 you can add to that as well because you're blessed.
Roll a d4 as well. There you go.
That's a very serviceable
17.
hit.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll for damage. It had 1 hit point left.
Oh,
The
right, well,
Warhammer comes down on top of it,
2 plus 2.
absolutely on top of it, and when it lifts back up, there's a faint kind of burn mark of sulfur where it was, but that's it. And so, breathing hard from the exertion, the group of you look at Anwar rolling around in the dirt, desperately patting out the last of the flames that are flickering around him. Yeah, I will just to clarify things. So these things are no more. There are bits of dust and debris all over the place from where the earth elementals fallen around. Could actually no, that wouldn't work. Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. So yeah. So there's that. So there are these 3 stones in
Are
the.
the 3 stones still in the holes?
The 3 stones are still in the holes. 3 of them are still glowing faintly.
Okay. So what's the last one we haven't put in a hole yet then?
The last one that you haven't put in a hole is granite. Actually, let me just double check something.
We haven't put it in the west one.
No, I'm going to tell. Actually, I tell you a lie. The crystal is still in its hole. The other 2 have gone back to where they started.
Ah.
So both the marble and the jade are back where they started.
The marble we put in south and the jade we put in east.
Yeah, you do.
So how about we take the granite out, put it in the west, and see what happens?
The granite's out. So just put it in the west. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone disagree with this?
Oh, go on.
No.
Anyone want to stop and have a heal up first?
Who's injured?
No.
Let's have our first question. Who's injured? Me?
And more.
And what?
I'm still injured from the snakes.
Yep. Nobody else?
I think we'll chance it.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll do it. I go and get the granite and I put it in the west socket.
Okay. You pick the granite up and you place it in the west socket. And as you place it in the west socket, it starts to gently glow.
In which case,
I am going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to say, A, let's have a quick couple of minute break. And the other thing I'm going to say is, what time do you guys want to go on till tonight?
the end. Oh.
I could do it finishing about 1:30 because I have I have a difficult day tomorrow because I have to go and take an exam for the ITIL service operation in the lifestyle cycle.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be up too.
So 10:30, no later. Okay, I think what I'm going to say is, let's take a 2-3 minute quick break. Grab a drink, get rid of the last one, etc. And then we'll see where we go from there. And yeah, is that okay with people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case I shall be back in a couple.
Okay. See you in a minute.
Cool.
See you in a minute.
I'm back.
Is Louis back yet, Charlie?
No,
Oh, I'm not interested then.
I've made a cup of coffee and biscuits and everything. I didn't
Did
make
you
them.
bring enough biscuits for everyone?
Yep. Now,
How are you going to get them to everyone, though, Charlie?
I'm just doing it now. You can take a bite. There you go. You're all right, Liam. You're looking tired.
Yeah, I am.
No beer?
No, I had enough of that last week.
All right. It's getting old now. That's what it is.
Pardon?
Getting old now. Slowing down. Have you been seconded into clearing up the what shall I call it? The lumberjack experience?
No. No, Louis not said anything else about that.
I will keep quiet
I
then.
saw on Facebook he posted something about chainsaw time, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the big, huge pile of wood that was out there.
Yeah,
It's now well about I reckon more than a third of it has ended up in 2 sacks that has chipped, which was quite good fun. And Dave has ended up with anything that won't go through the chipper because it's too wide. I'm saving for Dave because he's getting into whittling.
I see.
Every time I say that, what I've got sitting in the back of my head is Hale and Pace going, "We don't like whittling. We don't like any seaside towns."
All I can hear is the dueling guitar and banjo in the background. It's got the beard.
I'm sorry, I now have that. What is it? What? The advert where they go off to whittle spoons because
Yeah.
they can't get a decent internet connection.
They're the spoon whittlers, yeah. Yeah, that's Yorkshire, isn't it? So that's. Well, ask him if he can do a set of spoons.
I don't know what he's whittling, although when he gets good at it, I've got one piece which is going to make an absolutely awesome staff.
Ask him if he can do a set of Woodshed Poets whittled spoons.
I don't think he'll be able to just at the moment. He's just practicing. Somebody got him a whittling knife for Christmas about 2 years ago, and he went, "Ooh." And it means that I don't have to take so much wood to the dump, so that's always good as well.
So can we all ask him to sharpen our pencils next time we go? Bit of practice.
Okay, right. I am going to jump back in. So, you've taken the... Okay, so the marble and the jade ones are no longer there. You have taken the granite one,
And put it in the west.
and you've put that in the west. Now, what I want to know, because everybody has moved about, is where is everybody?
On the floor.
Now, you've now had enough chance to get up from the floor, and
He's still rolling around on the floor.
he's still rolling around on the floor. It's been about 90 seconds, and you're still lying on the floor rolling about. Okay, that's cool. So you're rolling around on the floor at the base of the step by the dais.
Yep.
You wait for him to get up.
So where is okay? Where's Yusef?
Well, I must have jumped over the dais, so I must be on the right-hand side of the dais now.
You are on the right-hand side of the dais.
So I'm going to take a step away, so I'm about 2 foot back, and then face the dais.
Okay, so you're pretty much behind where Anne was lying on the floor.
Well, I'll move around him. Make sure he's all right.
Hello, he's gone. James vanished. He's back. He'll come back in a sec, I think.
That's a new trick.
Yeah.
He'll be back. He'll be fine.
Okay, so Yusuf is stood at the base of the dais. I'll ask James when Bill is when he gets back. Where's Jafar?
Far.
You've got enough time to move to anywhere on the floor that you want to be whilst Yazid is putting the granite in the west.
Behind Anwar.
Behind Anwar.
Yep.
Okay,
so
so
if anything comes out, Anwar is between Jafar and it.
okay, it would be Anwar and Yusuf are between you and it because Anwar's still sitting on the floor.
Rolling on the floor.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Jafar's just going to start rolling behind him.
Okay. Where is Rashid?
Probably still on the thing that's the name that I've forgotten.
Standing on the step to the dais?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bear with me half a sec while I check what's happening with the bill. Yazid, I know where Yazid is because he's... Ah, there we go, he's back.
There's the bill.
Yeah, so I know where Yazid is because Yazid is stood on the dais shifting stones about.
Yep.
Where is... So, where would Nabil like to be on the floor? Or in the room?
You can be on the floor if you want.
Having a bit of a look at the dais, and leaving Anwar on the floor. Actually, no, he'll be trying to persuade Anwar, who I believe is still on the floor after.
Yeah, he is.
Really, he has stopped burning. It might be okay to get up.
Anwar, after a while, will get up.
Okay. So we got Yusuf and Rashid side by side with Anwar beside them, and then Nabil and Jafar behind them, and Yazid standing on the dais. So Yazid takes the granite and he puts it in the depression on the west side, and it starts to glow in the same way that the others have. It's just got kind of this faint light around it. So you
Jade in the south.
you still have jade and marble.
Why don't we try marble in the east? Anyone objecting now? Because we had jade in the east last time, didn't
Try
we?
that.
Yeah, so marble in the east.
Okay, so you place the marble in the east, and it likewise starts to glow.
Okay, last thing then, let's put the jade in the south, because that's...
Okay, would everybody please like to roll for initiative?
Optionally.
It is. If you don't want to roll, that's fine. I'll give you a 0.
Will you?
I will. So that's the jade is in the south, isn't it? Okay.
I'll just add my bonus to that. Oh, that's a massive score I got there.
Right. So that is going to be. Oh, that's interesting. And hang on, which one's yeah. Right, bear with me half a sec. Dex is 2. Okay, right. Yusuf, what is that? What I think that is?
There'll be 2 in total.
That'll be a 2. Oh, it's better than the Earth Elemental had last time. Right, Nabil got 3 again.
There's a time to roll a 1. It's now.
Right, Jafar.
17.
Hey. Anwar
21.
again.
Yeah.
This is exactly the same as last time. What did Rashid get?
6.
That's not the same as last time. And Simon, what does Yazid get?
16.
16. Okay. Okay, Anwar, you are leaning on your sword as Yazid places the jade stone into the depression on the south side.
I thought he was doing the other one. Oh, wait. Yeah, cool.
And instantly, as he does this, immediately behind him, two figures, one of earth and this time one of water, suddenly appear directly behind him. You have initiative.
Okay, which one's closer?
Jump or down.
The water one is closer to you.
Okay, he's going to go for the earth one.
Okay, you'll have to jump onto the dais in order to do so.
That's fine. Do you want me to roll acrobatics for that?
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you were happy with getting yourself right onto the dais. So, yeah,
Yep,
no, that's fine.
That's okay. Yes, he's just kind of, well, he's a bit embarrassed from rolling around after the fire was put out. But from what he saw last time, the rock one wasn't setting people on fire. And so he's a bit more comfortable attacking that than the water one, which he doesn't know what it's going to do.
Okay. Right, so...
he's going to bring it, really.
Yeah, okay. You don't get... I think I'm going to say the bless is no longer in action.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
And you do not get advantage on this.
Okay, that's going to be a 16.
It's going to be 16. That hits. Roll for damage.
Awesome. It's going to be 6 points of damage.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Your blade whistles around and slams into it, and you just see kind of chunks crumble off this thing, much like last time. Not huge amounts of chunks, but anything's got to be good. Okay. Funnily enough, the next... Actually, I need to make another list of this. So we've got Anwar, then the water, then Jafar, then Yazid. Where are we? That was a... So Yazid was 16. Then the earth one, which rolled better than it did last time. So that's 12.
By 1.
Then we're on Rashid, Nabil, and Yusuf. Okay.
You know what we discovered here?
What?
You know what we discovered? We discovered an XP generator.
Yes.
If I was keeping track of XP, you would have done.
I was going to say, isn't it time that we leveled up, Louis?
Not too far. Not too far. Okay, right. So, so the water elemental. Okay, it slams out. Just trying to picture who's where. It slams out at Rashid, whose armor class is
20.
Oh, okay. Only one of those hits it. Okay, for 7 points of damage.
7?
Yeah.
Flipping water.
Yeah, I would also like Rashid to make a strength save.
Strength saving throw. Yes, guy. Our flipping ain't proficient in them. He gets 19.
19 is enough. This thing slams into him and almost knocks him backwards into actually, there was a point. How did Anwar manage to leap over there and attack? He was.
I was wondering that, but you said I could, so.
Yes. Okay. Okay. You. I was used to you being at the front. Yeah.
Matrix.
You matrix over the wall. Okay, Jafar, who this time I'm guessing already has his bow in his hand.
Yep. Go for the same one that Anne was going for.
Okay. You
okay,
get
yep.
advantage on that roll.
Indeed, he does.
I get what?
You get
Advantage on the
advantage
roll.
on that roll.
So 2
Okay.
d20s and take the highest.
I got a 6 and a 9. So that'll be
Well,
9 plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.
13, which is enough to hit it. Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's not.
that's-
No, it's not. No, it is not. That's odd.
that's
Okay.
all.
Right, yeah, no, it isn't. You, your arrow kind of nearly hits it, but oh, hang on, no, you're on the same one, aren't you? You're on the earth
Yeah.
elemental. Sorry, yeah, no, it does hit it. Actually, it shouldn't do. No, it doesn't. Sorry. Okay, final. It doesn't hit it. I've just realised I've been
Okay.
looking at that one's AC wrong all the way through this fight, so I'll correct it now.
Best point.
Okay, Shafat, Yazid.
Okay, does it cost me an action to send my gen off to go and find a spell?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, in which case, firebolt at the water.
Firebolt at the water. Okay, right. Roll to hit.
I'm not at advantage or anything now.
You are not at advantage because nobody has attacked this thing yet. Actually, yeah, no, you are at advantage, aren't you?
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, I get really confused because I'm so used to Pathfinder. Yeah, you are, because there's 2 of you within 5 foot of it.
In which case,
Yeah.
I don't crit on a firebolt, do I?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just rolled a 20. Do you want me to roll again?
Roll a 20. No, that's fine. If you've rolled 20, there is no point in rolling again because you're not going to get more than a crit. Okay, so okay. Roll me 1d10.
10.
Seriously, damn. Okay. That just seems to completely engulf it. Steam pours off this thing, and you can see it visibly shrinking in front of your eyes. The Earth Elemental is going to swing for Rashid. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Right. Rashid's armor class is not going to be higher than that. I doubt. You haven't got an armor class of over 90. Oh, hang on. Rashid has, hasn't he? No, it's Anwar who's attacking.
20.
It's Anwar who's attacking. What am I saying? Because Anwar's the one that's leapt in to engage him. Anwar's is not over 19, is it?
No, sadly.
Okay, sadly not. Okay, the good news is his next attack will be at disadvantage. But this one slams into you for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Right, it's at disadvantage next round. As he overreached, Rashid is stood at the base of the stairs. And he's fighting he's just been hit by a water elemental, which has now got steam pouring.
Yes. So, how well is the water elemental looking after that fireball?
It's possibly lost as much as half its
Okay.
physical size.
Nice. Right. Okay. So, seeing this, he's going to. One moment. Basically, he's going to attack it.
Okay.
Okay, and he's going to use his final spell slot to cast Searing Smite on the attack.
Okay. Is he a paladin? He's not.
He's a paladin.
Is he? Okay, right. I didn't realise that. Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so first you've got to hit. He's at advantage.
He is at yes, he is at advantage. I think she's got slammed in the back with the firebolt.
Yeah.
It's definitely taken its attention away.
Well, that was a 17, so I think that hits.
Yeah, that just hits.
That wasn't with any modifiers, so.
Oh no, that does hit. That's the water elemental. Yes, that hits.
Okay, yeah, that would have been 23 total. That's just a
That definitely hits.
yeah, okay, so
Right. So what's Searing Smite? Oh, Searing Smite does fire damage, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
It doesn't make the overall attack magical, does it?
Next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack with a spell duration, your weapon fails with a white hot intensity, and the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target that causes the target to ignite in flames. No, it doesn't.
Carry on.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So roll your damage. Roll Rashid's damage.
Yep, so he does 7 standard damage.
Okay.
And then it says, so I'll do an extra d6 fire damage. So that's 5 fire damage. And then it says, I mean, I don't know how you're going to do this, given it's a water elemental. So, but it says that it ignites and it will have to take Constitution saving. So, basically the same as what happened to Anwar for the next few turns until it puts
Has
it
to
out.
take a Constitution saving throw, or
So-
on its turn.
On its turn, yeah. Next turn, and then on a failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage, and on a successful one, the spell ends. But I'm happy for you to just say it's.
I think I'm going
out
to
because it's a
say,
water elemental.
yeah, it doesn't catch fire.
It still did the initial damage, so that's the
Yeah,
main thing.
it still did the initial damage. It did quite a lot of initial damage. This thing is
What's the plan?
immediately it's definitely been badly hit. Okay, Nabil.
Nabil.
Is James awake?
Your mic ain't working.
Just tell him we're here.
No, it's finally given up.
Okay.
No, we can hear you now.
Put the mic down.
Put the mic down. Put the mic down.
Hear me?
Yeah.
That's better.
Right. I think, having seen the success with the firebolt a million years ago, it feels like I will try and get in on the action and cast a firebolt also at the water elemental. 17. Am I at advantage?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
But I think that hits anyway. But roll for crit.
Crit fail? I
that-
think
that
I'll
would be
take
crit.
17.
You sure?
I don't know. It could be interesting if I don't, but
Just
right,
go
I'll
on.
roll damage. Ooh,
Yeah.
10.
Okay, there is a cloud of steam that Rashid has to kind of back off from as this thing just evaporates in a cloud, like I say, in a cloud of steam. It's just gone. It's not there, which leaves Yusef, who is stood at the front. So this thing's just as you're preparing the warhammer and lifting it, trying to decide which of the two foes to go for. This thing just steam pours off it and it just evaporates. So the only thing you have got in front of you is an earth elemental.
A hurt earth elemental.
A lightly hurt earth elemental.
Well, it's funny because I was going to use guiding bolt.
You can still use
can.
guiding bolt.
Okay.
So as you're preparing that,
Change targets. That's not looking good though.
you are at advantage because it's already fighting Anwar.
Right.
Actually, and it's within it's only within 5 foot. So
Okay. In which case, that's 13 plus the whatever it is, 4.
no, you don't get a plus D4 because that was the
13.
last fight. So that's 13. Okay, guiding bolt does not hit it.
Okay.
It ricochets over the wall.
Damage denied.
Okay, Anwar.
Okay, so Anwar is fed up, really. Which I think is a bit understandable. So he's going to use Action Surge and hit this thing twice.
Okay, AC is 17.
Okay, and has he got? Yeah, he's got advantage. What? Okay, so I got a 7 and a 19, and then a 4 and a 20. Now,
Bro, both of those hit.
I crit on 19 and 20.
Okay, and what damage does your greatsword do?
D12.
D12. Okay. So, and what's your strength bonus?
I'm not sure if he gets 6. It's not finesse.
No, he'll get his strength bonus. He doesn't get he gets a dexterity bonus if it's a finesse weapon, or a strength bonus if it's.
Yeah. No. Strength is +5. I've been forgetting to add that.
Okay, so he's gonna do.
Oh, that's gonna be 34.
10 plus. So he's doing 34 damage. Okay, 34 damage plus 2d12. Give me the 2d12.
Okay, so that was actually naff. That was only 4, so 38.
38 damage. Not a magical weapon.
19.
Thank you. I needed that because I'm not going to get there.
Dead.
Okay, it's not, but it's half the size that it was. Yeah, that's a mighty, just like chunks fall off it as you lay into it from both sides. It recoils from the blows.
Awesome.
Okay, the water elemental is no more. Jafar, you're on mute.
Another arrow, please.
Okay, you are at advantage. Its AC is 17.
+4. 16 plus 4, 20 in total.
Okay, that's a hit.
And I do 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Okay, there's this little chink and a chunk falls off it as the arrow slams into it. Yazid.
Fireball.
Roll for it, AC 17.
Ooh,
Add
rolled a
advantage.
17.
That's a hit. Roll me D10.
Seven points of damage.
Okay, that's quite considerable. It's about a quarter its size, but it's still looking pretty active. And it is its turn. It is going to. I think it's going to have to go for Anwar because Anwar is the one in the front lines. I'll tell you what.
It is at disadvantage, remember?
Yeah, actually, I've honestly rolled for that. It's going to turn because it's just getting so much aggro from. It's got one. Actually, no, you just slammed into it. It is going. No, it's fallen back and it is going to attack Yusef. Okay. First one hits, and the second one it's going to. Does it only get to attack one creature? It doesn't. It's going to attack Rashid, and it hits Rashid as well. So Yusef takes 7 points of damage, and Rashid takes 3.
Okay.
As it lashes out, but it does now have its back to Anwar. Rashid, barely managing to fend that blow off it, is his action.
His action? Right, well, he'll just try and hit it back, I suppose.
He has advantage.
Okay. 14 and 8. So we'll check the 14 plus 6. That's a non-natural 20.
Yep, that hits.
That's a hit, I believe. So that's going to be. That's only one in a d20. That's not the right one. A d8 plus 4. So 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage, and that's non-magical, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right. Nabil.
I am going to hit it again. And guess what? Firebolt.
Firebolt.
It's been going well so
Been
far.
very good.
It's a 19.
That's a hit.
Oh,
Roll me a
I
d10.
could have.
I'm at advantage, aren't
I
I?
forgot.
I'm
Oh, damn it.
losing track of which one's which. So I'll take the 19 and do 9 points of damage. I'm not complaining about that D10
These
today.
rolls.
Okay, it goes down. It just crumbles away to dust as smoke comes off it. There's another pile of dust sitting in the middle of the floor.
I think we know where this dust came from.
Yeah.
It is a slightly different type of. Actually, it is a kind of sandy, earthy dust. Now that you mention it. Okay. On that, I am going to say, please keep track of how many hit points you have left. Just so that I know, how many hit points does Rashid have left?
30.
Okay, down to 30. Right, I'll tell Bell you're to blame.
AC is a static number. I had no effect on.
Okay, so we are. Yeah. So I leave you with. Sorry, just to let you know, the granite and the jade. The granite in the west and the jade in the south both disappear and return, but the crystal in the north and the marble in the east remain.
So can we pretend we're going to put them in just for remembering for next time? The other way around.
Okay, I shall. Well, I've got a note of that. When you say you're going to put them in, tell me what you're planning on doing.
Well, the jade's going in the west,
Okay.
and the granite will have to go in the south because that's the only hole left, even though it's been in there once already.
Okay, I will tell you, therefore, that you do that, and both of them glow, but there are no elementals that turn up.
Okay. And we'll
so
stop there and heal up.
yeah. On that note, I'll stop the broadcast. If anybody is watching it, thanks very much.
Yay.